In this video we're going to be taking sprite sheets such as this one and turn that sprite sheet into something really cool and animated just like this. If you want to learn, keep watching. So within Unity I've dragged and dropped my sprite sheets into the project. Anywhere in assets is fine. I've chosen to create an images folder right here. In order to chop up sprite sheets and use the Sprite Editor, you'll need to download a package which is located within Package Manager. Now the package is called 2D Sprite. You can just click on it in this list and just click install, which appears down here when you install a package. Once that's in, you can use the Sprite Editor. Now we're going to start with a simple one first, which is this sprite sheet here. There's quite a lot of images going across and down, and I believe they're 64 by 64 pixels each. So let's start with that. So once we've dragged and dropped an image into Unity, this is a PNG, click the image and go up to here and change texture type to Sprite 2D and UI. And that tells Unity it's a sprite image, and now we can start using it within our scene. You can't directly drag and drop a PNG into the scene, it won't work. Now if it's just one image, one sprite, you're not doing any cutting, you can just click apply down here and you're good to go. As these are sprite sheets, we're going to click multiple here next to sprite mode. Once we click apply, it's going to recognize that and convert it to a Unity sprite, and we can now use the Sprite Editor button, which is right here. Open the Sprite Editor. Now we can start slicing this up. There's a slice menu right here, and you can set it to automatic for a start. Click slice. Now Unity will work out where the transparency is in the image and sort of guesstimate a good sort of slicing technique. So for this one, it's identified all the columns as 64 by 64 and pretty much works it out really nicely for us. So now we've clicked slice here, it's all nicely sliced up, and if you click each individual one, you can rename it, and that's how it will sort of appear in your assets. So we're just going to keep that as default and click apply. So it's as simple as that. So once we cross that off, you can see our sprite sheet here. Click this arrow. You can now see that Unity has extrapolated every single sprite in here. And you can browse them all within the sheet. So you can open and close that with this arrow right here. So with that, you can say hold shift, click the first one and the last one. So this is part of an animation. This is a red animation right here. What we can do with that, we just drag and drop it onto the scene. It will create an animation for us here. We can just click save it. It's only a test project. And now if we click play, you can see it's now animated for us. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? So what you do then is just adjust it how you would want it, drop it back into your assets here, and that will create a prefab. So with Unity we want prefabs of pretty much everything. The benefit of creating a prefab is that if you modify the prefab, it will modify every instance of the prefab in any scenes you create. So that's why we sort of do prefabs, and you can see they're highlighted blue. So we can place this animation anywhere we want in any of our scenes. So that's pretty cool and a lot easy, very easy to chop that up. So let's try something a little different. This is a different image. It's a little more complicated. As you can see, they're not quite lined up or anything like that. So let's see how it handles this. So texture type, Sprite 2D and UI, sprite mode multiple, click apply, Sprite Editor, and let's try slicing. So you can see it makes a good estimate. You can see the borders slightly outside of it, but I believe that's because the gradient sort of goes to almost transparent, so you can't quite see that. So again, yeah, that looks pretty good. We can rename them, click them, rename them. We can also manually adjust them as well, so that's pretty cool. And again, once you've done all that, you can you slice it up, click apply, cross it off, and now you can see these have all been extrapolated out from that sprite sheet. So let's look at this one. This is a little more complicated. So let's do the same again. If we don't hit apply, it's just going to ask you to do it anyway. So this one, you can see the edges are a bit blurry. So if we try and automatically slice it here, it actually did almost a good job, but you can see it's put these two in one and all of the rest in one. So this is where we change it to something like cell size. So we just need to know the size of these. I believe they're 13 by 13. But we can just click slice to sort of preview it. It doesn't actually fully slice them and put it in our project, so it's more like a preview. So you can see we need one offset on the y-axis to get rid of this bit here, so we can just change that to 1. Click slice again, you can see it's moved down. They're actually 15 high, not 13. Slice again, and now everything looks good, but I think we need some padding on the x-axis, which is 1 here. And now you can see everything looks pretty good. So you can see how to use padding here to space them out, like so. And you can use offset to move the whole thing down or across on each axis, and also specify a pixel size right here. So again, click apply. You can call them what you would like to, it's really up to you. And then once you've done all that and you've clicked slice, you can just click apply, and these have all been taken out of the sprite sheet. So very easy to do. I hope you found that useful.